Hi and welcome to the 5-Minute Business Boost, where you get to choose your 5-minute investment. I'm your host, Sam Hicks, and I'll be discussing topics under the headings of business development, marketing, photography, and much more. Welcome to the 5-Minute Business Boost. Today I'm talking about Ozzy Osbourne. And this is really around, I think, the lessons in personal branding and innovation for small business owners. Now, I know people are going to say, oh, Ozzy Osbourne, rah, rah, rah. But you know what? When you look back at his career and the support he got from Sharon, there's a lot to be learned. So, Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, was just not a music icon. His remarkable journey offers small business owners such as you and me profound insights into personal branding, value creation, adaptation and resilience. A career forged in fire and innovation. So rising to fame in the 1970s as the frontman for Black Sabbath, Ozzy helped pioneer heavy metal, infusing the genre with raw authenticity and much-needed edge. Fired from the band in 1979 due to substance abuse, he staged an extraordinary comeback as a solo artist. His album, Blizzard of Oz, cemented his reputation, followed by a string of best-selling records. Reinvention became a hallmark. Ozzy reunited with Black Sabbath, launched the hugely successful Ozfest, appeared in the hit reality TV show The Osbournes, and extended his brand through merchandise, touring and television. His influence and creative drive led to over 100 million albums sold and induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, both with Black Sabbath and as a solo artist. A legendary farewell and lasting community impact. In a fitting grand finale, Ozzy returned to his hometown for his final concert, a global event that celebrated everything heavy metal, honoured Black Sabbath and showcased Ozzy's singular legacy. This concert, which raised an astonishing £190 million, which I think is about 300 million Aussie, I could be wrong, was proof of the enduring power of authenticity and community connection cultivated over decades. Only a few weeks later, as we all know, sadly, Ozzy passed away, but not before demonstrating how a strong personal brand can mobilise astonishing value and communal goodwill, even in the closing chapter of a career. So, as a small business owner, what can we learn from this? What can we learn from Ozzy? Authenticity, I think, as a brand superpower was one of the biggest ones for me. Ozzy never really hid who he was. He embraced both his persona and personal flaws. This bold authenticity fostered a deep fan base and loyalty. Genuine business owners who remain true to their values and voice create, I think, more lasting connections. Own your story, warts and all. Moments of controversy, such as the infamous bat incidents, were absorbed and transformed into memorable, even celebrated parts of his identity. Rather than avoiding the missteps, turn them into unique facets of your own story. Diversity to thrive. Ozzy's success was never limited to music. He expanded into festivals, television and merchandise, demonstrating the value of multiple income streams. Small businesses should explore ways to broaden offerings and revenue channels. Reinvention without losing your core. Excuse me. From band leader to solo act to reality TV star, Ozzy really pivoted seamlessly while preserving his essential identity. So for us as business owners, we have to try to adapt our business and our personal brand to shifting markets and opportunities, but you need to always hold on to that core value proposition. Substance behind the shock. Ozzy's outrageous antics drew attention, but his talent and hard work kept fans engaged. Bold branding or marketing is only sustainable when matched by genuine quality or value. Celebrate your success and give it back. That record-setting final concert wasn't merely personal. It gave back to the community that shaped him. So for us, we need to take time to acknowledge milestones and consider how you can support your own community, create goodwill and enhance your brand standing. Resilience in the face of highs and lows. Ozzy's setbacks from addiction to public controversy became stepping stones to even greater success. So for business owners, it's really about us embracing those failures as learning experience, and we need to persist through adversity with creativity and passion. Endings matter. The way that Ozzy closed his career, honouring his heritage and fans with a spectacular, meaningful final event, shows the way that you can conclude business chapters and, in doing so, shape your legacy. Understanding value and embracing continuous creation. Ozzy famously said, "No one else in the world sounds like me," underscoring all the importance of knowing and communicating what makes you unique. For small businesses, this clarity of value proposition is essential. You've got to own what you can offer. Even at his most successful or most challenged times, Ozzy kept creating, adapting and moving forward. His journey, marked by triumphs, failures, reinvention and resilience, serves as a bit of a blueprint, I think, for small business owners and entrepreneurs everywhere. In the end, Ozzy Osbourne taught us that value is not just in the products or the services, but in the distinct story that you tell, the relationships you nurture and the legacy you leave. The lessons are as lasting and impactful as his music. In his final concert, Back to the Beginning at Villa Park in Birmingham, which raised that astonishing £190 million, that money was raised for 3 charities, especially close to his heart: the Birmingham Children's Hospital, Acorns Children's Hospice and Cure Parkinson's. And this is what made, I think, each cause deeply personal for Ozzy. Cure Parkinson's. Ozzy was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2019 and lived with progressive health challenges for years. Supporting Cure Parkinson's was both a public acknowledgement of his battle and a way to help drive research and awareness for others with the disease. Ozzy himself once said that getting back on stage was a vital goal for him, despite declining mobility, highlighting just how significant the cause was in his final years. Birmingham's Children's Hospital. Growing up in Birmingham, Ozzy had long ties to his hometown's leading children's hospital. Giving back to a hospital that cares for local families and children resonated, I think, really with him as both a parent and as a Birmingham native. Emphasising his gratitude to the community supported his rise from humble beginnings. Acorns Children's Hospitals. Acorns provides specialist care for children with life-limiting or threatening conditions and their families across the West Midlands. Ozzy's support for Acorns reflected his empathy for vulnerable children facing profound medical challenges and his ongoing commitment to giving back to the wider Birmingham community that shaped his own life. By choosing those 3 organisations, Ozzy's final act just wasn't a tribute to heavy metal and Black Sabbath. It was a legacy gift rooted in his journey, health struggles, and deep connection to his hometown. Each cause symbolised that aspect of his character, fighting adversity, supporting the next generation, and giving back to those facing the toughest battles, much like he had done throughout his life and career. In reflecting on Ozzy's extraordinary farewell and the legacy he now leaves behind, one lesson especially rings true for business owners and leaders, and that is in the importance of giving back. Ozzy's decision to raise millions of dollars for causes close to his heart, his final concert, was a powerful reminder that our life stories, experiences and connections aren't just for personal success. They're really, and can be, and are, vehicles for community impact. As you build your business journey, look for ways to harness your network, expertise and authentic narrative to support your community. By doing so, you just don't strengthen your brand, you're contributing lasting value beyond profit, enriching the lives of those who have supported you and creating a legacy that endures long after the spotlight fades. Now, let's talk about the power behind the Prince of Darkness, because I can hear people listening going, yeah, but what about the lessons we can learn from Sharon Osbourne, Mrs. O? Now, I know what you're saying, and there is a saying, behind all good men is a great woman, and in this case there was. Sharon's influence on Ozzy's life and career extends far beyond their marriage. She was a visionary, a strategist, and an unwavering force behind much of his enduring legacy. Sharon first took the reins of Ozzy's career after he was sacked from Black Sabbath in 1979, and at a moment when his future in music and perhaps his very survival looked a little bit uncertain there. Recognising his unmatched charisma and potential, Sharon channeled her industry experience and inherited tenacity. Her father was the infamous music manager Don Arden, and she worked into building Ozzy's solo career from the ground up. Sharon orchestrated his move from troubled rock star to global solo phenomenon, overseeing the release of landmark albums like Blizzard of Oz and ensuring Ozzy's tours, stagecraft and persona captured the world's imagination. Industry insiders and family alike credit Sharon with revitalising his career and probably, even really saving his life. Her faith and business acumen were integral to Ozzy's rebirth and ongoing relevance. But Sharon's vision, I think, reached well beyond albums and concerts. She created Ozfest, a trailblazing tourism festival that opened new doors for heavy metal and kept Ozzy and his genre at the cultural forefront for decades. Later, her bold leap into reality TV with the Osbournes gave the world a new side of the Osbourne family while pioneering the genre of family-based reality TV. They were the first ones. Sharon was also behind the critical business negotiations and protected Ozzy's interests through all manner of challenges and controversy, often acting as both fierce protector and astute deal maker. In the words of a Universal Music Group executive, Sharon created his brand. All the theatrics, the stage design, everything, that was all her. Their journey was not without hardship. Sharon managed Ozzy through his battles with addiction, health crises and personal struggles, never shying away from the difficult choices needed to keep his career and his well-being on course. Despite public up and downs, their partnership remained a testament to mutual devotion, resilience, and almost an unmatched partnership in both life and business. Ultimately, Sharon's impact on Ozzy was transformative. She just didn't save a career, she built an empire. She showed what's possible with vision and fierce loyalty and ensured Ozzy's legend would last for generations to come. So, for business owners such as myself and yourself and creatives alike, her story or their story is really an illustration of what inspired management belief and perseverance and what it can ultimately achieve. As I wrap this up, rest in peace, Ozzy. Thanks for the music and the business inspiration we can take from your journey and those who supported you behind the scenes, such as Sharon. Till next time, cheerio. Thanks for listening to the 5-Minute Business Boost. For more information, follow me on socials, sign up for my newsie, or check out my website to see how we can work together to reach your small business goals. Remember, anything is possible, especially in the northeast of Victoria. Until next time, cheerio.